What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of 101 Sports and Cards. Always, I'm Nathan Holloway, and with me, Jerk Trish.
What's up?
We're going to start in the NFL, where Tyler Boyd signed with the Titans. Good move for them. The Vikings were in on him. They decided not to sign him. Bad move. Odell Beckham Jr. signed with the Dolphins. It matters. Rashee Rice is a suspect in an alleged assault in a Dallas nightclub. So just the second thing that he's had issues off the field with. He's going to play himself right out of the NFL. And I'm going to be doing a new series until the start of the NFL season. I'm going to do NFL team off-season grades. So we're going to do 2 teams a week. You're going to agree or disagree with me. 2 teams per week until it should be like 2 weeks before the regular season. I was going to do by division, but we would have been done in June and then had nothing NFL to talk about. So, yeah. I'm going to start out today with the Packers and the Vikings. Of course, our 2 favorite teams. So, I'll start off with the Packers. I gave the Packers an A. They added Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. A running back that's very good, and Josh Jacobs still young. Xavier McKinney is one of, if not the best safety in the league. They did lose Josh Nyman, who's an offensive lineman, and Aaron Jones, but Josh Jacobs is an upgrade. They were able to re-sign Keyshawn Nixon, A.J. Dillon, and Corey Ballantyne. Then drafted Jordan Morgan, who will replace David Bakhtiari. That's another person we lost, but it doesn't really matter because he was hurt all year. Hurt his whole career, basically. Linebacker Edgerrin Cooper and safety Javon Board. So do you agree with my A?
Knowing that I know about 1 of 2 of them, sure.
On to the Vikings. I gave the Vikings a B. They added Aaron Jones. This is a great move for them. I still hate that we got rid of Aaron Jones. I think him and Josh Jacobs would have been good together, but the Vikings need a running back. They also added Sam Darnold, Andrew Van Ginkel, who they overpaid, and Jonathan Greenard. Of course, they lost Kirk Cousins, which was the biggest loss for them. Marcus Davenport, Jordan Hicks, Danielle Hunter, not the Jordan Hicks you're thinking of.
Yeah, I know.
And KJ Osborne. Of course, they drafted JJ McCarthy, Dallas Turner, and cornerback Kyrie Jackson. Their draft was really good. I gave them a B just because losing Kirk and not knowing how JJ is going to be.
I think Sam's going to start. Sam's going to start the first couple games, and if he doesn't perform, they'll throw JJ in.
I just believe JJ is going to be the starter from week 1.
I don't think so.
So do you agree with the B?
Sure.
Or would you give them a lower?
And give him an F.
Because they didn't keep Kirk?
No, I don't really care about Kirk. Looks like he might get replaced by Penix in your face.
On to the association. Victor Wembanyama won Rookie of the Year unanimously. He was just the 6th player ever to do that, the first since 2015-16, where Karl Anthony Towns did it.
Don't agree.
Okay.
I don't agree with the next one.
Rudy Gobert won his record-tying 4th Defensive Player of the Year. Wemby was robbed.
Yeah.
Wembanyama he led the league in blocks by a very, very large margin. I feel like he just didn't get the votes. I thought this voting would be very close.
But it wasn't.
It was not. Rudy Gobert got over 70 votes. Wemby got 19 votes for first place. Wemby got 1 less vote for third place. He got 18 votes for third place, so 1 less than he did for first. Rudy's a good defender. Wemby was the better defender. I believe the committee also took into
the record.
Yeah.
Which... he was a big help. And it was the best defense of the year with him and Cat. The whole team.
But just think, if the Spurs didn't have Victor,
yeah,
especially defensively, we wouldn't have won the 22 games we did. We wouldn't have won 10. This team's terrible. I guess the only award left is the MVP. I don't know when they're going to announce it.
Who are the winners again? Who's the 3?
Shea, Luka, and Jokic.
I think Luka should win it, but I don't think he is.
It's going to be Jokic.
Yeah.
They're going to recap round 1, the games that happened. The Celtics advanced past the Heat in 5. Saw this coming. It was interesting to hear Pat Riley after the series talking about Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. There's more than likely Jimmy Butler is not going to be a Heat next year. And I wouldn't blame him for getting out. The Pacers advanced past the Bucks in 6. It didn't help that Giannis was hurt, did not play the whole series. Dame played hurt. Middleton was hurt.
I don't think they still would have won with those guys.
I think they would because the Pacers have not impressed me. Tyrese Halliburton has been terrible. since he got hurt. The Knicks advanced past the 76ers in 6. It shouldn't even been in 6, to be honest. The Cavs beat the Magic in 7. It was a really good Game 7. The Magic they should have won, but blew a huge lead. And then the Mavericks eliminated the Clippers in 6. This is probably the last time we will see Paul George as a member of the Clippers, as they have offered him multiple contracts, but not the max contract that he wants.
He don't deserve a max.
Teams to look at, the Sixers are interested. There's some other teams interested. Round 2, the Timberwolves took a 2-0 series lead on the Nuggets. Of course, they played Game 2 without Rudy Gobert, since he welcomed him and his wife, welcomed their first child. And, the series hasn't really been good.
The Timberwolves are the best team in basketball right now.
They are.
They are so good. And Anthony Edwards, dude's natural.
It's the future of the league. Him and Wemby are the future of the league. I remember when people were saying that he shouldn't have been the first person taken in that draft.
Now it shows.
Of course, the big thing surrounding Game 2 was not the Timberwolves winning by almost 30 points. It was Jamal Murray. Of course, he threw a towel at a ref, threw a heat pack onto the floor. It looks like he was aiming it at a ref. Should he have been suspended instead of being fined $100K?
Yeah.
I believe he also should have been suspended, but clearly it's impossible to get suspended in the playoffs for the NBA these days, because, Joel Embiid should have been suspended in the first round after he basically injured and led to, which we'll talk about later, Mitchell Robinson being out. And, he threw it right in the field, like right in the play.
If someone stepped on it and hurt himself.
It landed right underneath Cat. If Cat would have slipped on it and hurt himself, it would have been bad. Reggie Jackson was also one, his own teammate. If somebody would have got hurt, he would have been suspended.
Yeah.
But I think they should have even looked into it. And plus he was throwing it at a ref.
Yeah. Because
he was pissed that he wasn't getting calls all day, which weren't calls. Because the Timberwolves defense is just that good. He was just mad that Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been absolutely D'ing up on him. Him and Mike Conley have shut Jamal Murray down. He should have been suspended. Of course, he has yet to say anything about it, and he won't.
Yeah.
The Thunder take a 1-0 series lead over the Mavericks. Luka re-injured his knee at the beginning of the game. He does not look like himself. He shot 6 of 19 from the field. He's been terrible shooting the ball, percentage-wise, this postseason. Without him, and of course Maxi Kleber's out the rest of the postseason. Maxi Kleber was huge in their first round against the Clippers. He made quite a few threes, including 4 or 5 in one game. The Mavericks aren't good enough to take down the Thunder. The Thunder are too good. The Celtics took a 1-0 lead over the Cavs. This is going to be a sweep, because the only person on the Cavs that can score is Donovan Mitchell. The only thing that the Celtics need to do is that they need Jason Tatum to show up, which he has not done. Their best player this postseason has been Derek White, who has absolutely been going off, which is very surprising. But, he was voted the most underrated player in basketball. Wish he was still a Spur. I guess it just took him shaving his head to become good. The Knicks took a 1-0 series lead over the Pacers. Of course, there was a lot of questionable officiating, a lot of missed calls that the refs did not see, in which the NBA announced their 2-minute report yesterday, saying that they missed quite a few calls. The last call, which was an illegal screen, there were 2 illegal screen calls in this game, both in the last 3 minutes of the game. There were almost 130 total screens in the game, so you're going to tell me that 2 of them in crunch time are the only illegal screens that happened. If you're not going to call it in the beginning of the game, don't call it at the end of the game. Also, Mitchell Robinson, another loss for the Knicks. Their 7-man rotation goes down to 6 now, and they'll actually have to play Precious Achiuwa. Mitchell Robinson's out the rest of the playoffs with a stress fracture in his left ankle. Of course, he just had surgery on that left ankle. It didn't help that in the first round, whenever Embiid looked like he was trying to injure him and ended up doing so. So now he's out the rest of the playoffs. Game 2 is tonight. This is going to be a good series. Just because the Knicks are beat up, and the Pacers play completely different than the Knicks. The Pacers play with pace. The Knicks don't.
They just kind of go.
Yeah. The NBA draft lottery is Sunday. Of course, the Pistons and the Wizards have the best odds to get the number 1 pick. My Spurs have the fifth best odds, and they could also get the Raptors pick if the Raptors pick falls out of the top 7. So hopefully this happens. Also, big news, Trae Young left Clutch Sports and signed with, I believe it's CAA, which is what a lot of the Spurs players have as their agent. Of course, Spurs also do not like working with Clutch Sports because the last time, Kawhi, I believe he was with Clutch Sports, or he's with Clutch Sports now, something like that. They also don't like working with it, and Trae Young clearly does not want to be in Atlanta anymore, and he is very high on pairing himself up with Wemby. This could actually happen, and I would be okay with it after next year, after we tank another year and get Cooper Flagg in next year's draft. Now to baseball, the Padres traded for Luis Arraez, so the Marlins are already they're
blowing it up.
Their new GM's an idiot. Why they got rid of Kim and G? I don't know, because after this trade, somebody interviewed their new GM, and he said that they're already not a playoff contender. We're like 2 months into the season. There's still time. They made the playoffs last year. They have the exact same team.
Yeah.
With some injuries to pitchers, but I mean, they have enough pitchers in the minors. I mean, look at Max Meyer. They just sent him down after he was one of the best pitchers all year, just because they don't want to use his arm too much. So clearly, the Marlins are trying to lose. In the trade, the Marlins got Dylan Head, Nathan Martorella, Jacob Marcy, and Woo-Suk Go. The Marlins will also pay off all of Arraez's contract down to where the Padres will just have to pay him the league minimum. So, who won this trade?
Miami. Dylan Head's very good. Jacob Marcy's very good. The only thing that sucks is they have to pay. That's it. But I think they won it.
I don't get why there was another team that didn't go after him instead of the Padres. The Padres infield,
they don't need him.
They have too many guys already. But Luis Arraez is their DH right now. Of course,
usually you want your DH to have Powell.
Yeah, he did have 4 hits in his first game with them. Paul Skeens is set to be called up and make his Pirates debut on Saturday versus the Cubs. It's about time.
I think everybody's going to be watching this game.
Yeah. The Guardians called up Kyle Manzardo. He has yet to pick up a hit. He's 0 for 7. But he was absolutely raking in AAA. Cody Bellinger, Jake Berger, Christian Yelich, and Walker Buehler all returned from the IL. Of course, Buehler hasn't pitched in 2 years off of Tommy John surgery, so they're all back. A player that is going on to the IL is Wilson Contreras, who suffered a fractured forearm off of getting hit by a JD Martinez swing because clearly he does not know how to play the catcher position.
Why was he extending out that far?
I don't know. But guess what? Now the Cardinals get to play their better catcher, Ivan Herrera.
About time. He should have been starting anyways.
The Phillies, they've won 7 straight. They're the hottest team in baseball. They're league best 26-11. The Dodgers have won 6 straight. They're right behind them, second in the NL at 25-13. My Washington Nationals, the scrappy Nats are back. We're over 500 for the first time since 2021. We've won 7 of our last 10 games, and we're doing this without any of our top prospects being out. And guess who just came off the IL? Victor Robles.
That helps your defense, but nothing offensively.
The Yankees, Orioles, and Guardians are tied atop the AL, and the Twins' win streak was snapped last week at 12 after their loss to the Red Sox. You have anything else, baseball? Your Reds have been terrible. Lost like 5 straight.
Yeah.
Still not last in the division, though.
Yeah. Because he loses. Because they suck.
They lost a series to the White Sox.
Yeah.
Now on to hockey. The San Jose Sharks won the draft lottery. The Blackhawks will be picking second. The Stars eliminated the Golden Knights in 7. The Avalanche slid past the Jets in 5 games. The Canucks eliminated the Predators in 6. The Oilers rolled past the Kings in 5. The Panthers eliminated the Lightning in 5. The Bruins eliminated the Maple Leafs once again in 7 games. Of course, I believe this is the 7th straight time the Bruins have eliminated the Maple Leafs in 7 games, which ties them for the second most against one opponent, like in a row.
Yeah, but Boston almost blew it again this year. They was up 3-0, and they blew it. Yeah. A great game, actually.
It was a really good game, 7. I watched it. That was the first hockey game that I watched since the Blackhawks opener.
Yeah.
And the Rangers swept the Capitals. The Hurricanes got past the Islanders in 5. So round 2, the Avalanche lead the Stars 1-0. The Canucks and Oilers start with Game 1 tonight. The Bruins lead the Panthers 1-0. Game 2 is tonight. And the Rangers lead the Hurricanes 2-0. The hockey playoffs have actually been really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been watching the NBA playoffs, and they're on at the same time.
The NBA playoffs has been better, though.
Although the hockey playoffs, you could still watch because damn near every game goes to overtime.
That's true.
I mean, there was a game the other night that didn't end until like 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Moving on to other sports, Taylor Pendrith got his first career PGA Tour win at the Byron Nelson. The Myrtle Beach Classic and the Wells Fargo Championship is this weekend. Kyle Larson took down Chris Buescher at Kansas in the closest finish in NASCAR
What a race.
history. It was an unbelievable race.
Kansas, best racetrack on schedule.
All I gotta say,
mile and a half tracks.
mile and a halves are better with this car.
And that's what Kyle said. He goes, the mile and a half tracks are the funnest.
Yes.
That was a great race.
It was a great race.
And, poor Kyle won.
Yeah.
I had him win because he loves Kansas.
Still not the best win of this weekend. Michael McDowell is set to leave Front Row Motorsports to join Spire to drive the 71 car in 2025.
Why would
Personally,
you leave?
personally, I don't like the move, but I don't think Front Row is going to do anything. Like, Michael McDowell has been with Front Row his whole career, basically. He's built this program himself, and they're kind of just set right where they are.
Yeah.
So Spire, of course, Spire also fields the car for Carson Hocevar, who's had a really good year, his first year in Cup.
Isn't it Corey LeDroit too? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some other news is that Stewart Haas Racing is trying to sell possibly 2 of their 4 charters. So look at 2311 to buy another one, and probably another team out there. I don't really know. Probably Trackhouse.
Yeah.
There's also a good chance that Stewart Haas and Front Row Motorsports are together. Front Row wants to move into a larger facility, so there's a possibility the Front Row moves in with Stewart Haas to their garage. That may also be a reason that Michael McDowell wanted to leave, because he's not only the best driver at Front Row, he's also the best driver in their affiliate with Stewart Haas, because Stewart Haas, my God, they're terrible. And if I was Tony Stewart, I would just get out of NASCAR. He's better on the drag racing side than this crappy team. Their best driver is Noah Gragson, and he's a rookie. Darlington is this weekend. It's Throwback Weekend. A lot of great throwback paint schemes have already been announced. Hendrick definitely won the weekend with their throwback paint schemes. If you don't know, look them up.
I haven't looked.
Who do you have winning at Darlington?
Is Kyle Lawson going as Terry Labonte?
Yes.
Is it the green and red car with the rooster?
It's
the
the
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's.
Is the Kellogg's called the red, green? Oh my God, yes.
It doesn't have the rooster. It's HendrickCars.com. They should have put the rooster on it. That would have been sick.
It has to have the
They
rooster.
probably didn't get the rights from Kellogg's,
Yeah.
though. Which is weird since Kellogg's used to sponsor.
Everything.
Well, they used to sponsor because Terry Labonte
Yeah.
drove for Hendrick.
Yeah. Just because I'm going Kyle Lawson. Just because of that. I love that call.
I mean, there's really 3 drivers that have stood out this season. And Larson, Denny Hamlin, and then really after that, Truex.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of them. All 3 of them are very good here, but I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin.
Gross.
Which is unfortunate.
He might win the championship this year.
Yeah. IndyCar is at the Indy Road Course this weekend. Who wins?
You're gone.
Every week. I'm going to go with Scott McLaughlin. Goes back to back. Lando Norris finally won his first F1 race in Miami. It was a great race. I watched all of it because
I didn't watch any of it.
Kansas was on a rain delay and I had nothing else to do. It was a great race. Great job by Lando. It really looks like McLaren has found something to compete with Red Bull, because Piastri had a great run as well until another car got into him, because I don't remember. I believe it was one of the Ferrari guys.
Signs, I think.
Yeah, it was Sainz, who just absolutely tore off his front wing because Carlos Sainz sucks at driving, kind of like everybody who drives for Ferrari right now. I'm sure they can't wait to get Lewis Hamilton next year. And
So
I'm sure
Lewis replacing?
I'm sure Lewis
Is it
Carlos Sainz.
Oh,
I'm sure Lewis is also happy to be leaving Mercedes because
They
Mercedes is
yeah.
terrible. It was a great race. F1 is off this weekend. They will be back next weekend. And Mystic Dan won. The NASCAR wasn't the only photo finish. Mystic Dan won in a photo finish in the Kentucky Derby. The fact that I just love how I love watching the Kentucky Derby. It's very fun to watch. I don't get why NBC puts on like 6 to 7 hours of coverage for a race that lasts 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There's not that much. I mean, there's other races that go on during the day. They don't show it.
Well, yeah.
They do. They just have to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants to talk about horse racing for 7 hours. The thing is that Mystic Dan's owner said that he may not run the next leg of the, whatever it's called. What is it called?
How would I know? I didn't even know the Kentucky Derby was on.
Yeah, I didn't either. They did a terrible job of promoting it.
And they told me, I'm not watching a stupid race.
It was a great race.
I don't care about horse racing.
Horse racing's entertaining.
No, it's not.
It is. I want to go. I've been to Churchill Downs. I've not been to a race there. I'd love to go to the Kentucky Derby one year.
Yeah, and pay like $40 a ticket to see a $2-minute race. Yeah, I'm good.
The Triple Crown, that's what it is. He will not be racing in the second of the Triple Crown. I believe the Preakness is next. So, that's very disappointing. You have anything else?
No.
So, thank you guys for listening. Enjoy the NBA and NHL playoffs this weekend. Tune in to Paul Skeens' first start. I probably will. It'll probably be on MLB Network. I'll probably tune into it.
They're going to send the no-hitter along. Only, like they did for Yamamoto. I'd have to nuke it off in the first pitch of the game. It was awesome.
So thank you guys for listening. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy baseball. Enjoy racing this weekend. As always, come back here next week. Peace.